Solitaire video. Tonight we have the Neptunes graveyard deck. Let's check it out. Cool jokers, variation on the font just overall of the cards with the soft art in the background. Loving the face cards. Reds are still nice. Face cards all around seem pretty cool. I'm liking this one, and the back doesn't seem too bad either. So, jokers, gaffs, back in the box. Let's get our night underway. And as we get ready for our first game, please get yourself nice and comfy. And you can see that these cards aren't too, what's the word, tactile. But not too much of an issue at the moment. Actually, I'm already beginning to see a bend. Tell me if you can see it. No, we're not crazy. But already, not a good sign. You know what? I'm completely fine having triplets to start if they're face cards, because they look so darn cool. What is it about skeletons that are cool to you, if they are? And if not, why not? Interesting how they make this actually look feminine. I was gonna say, is it because growing up, I'm trying to think about it, because the head looks larger at the forehead? Is that a feminine feature, anatomically or biologically? Or maybe just the lack of a hat makes it seem feminine. With a off look, maybe, I don't know. Because it looks feminine for a skeleton. I think that's pretty cool. That's such a terrible question I was about to ask. But why not? Don't want to leave you curious. If you were to pass in any position that's funny, what funny position would you want to be found? And in my head, I thought, quickly, for those of you who know, George Costanza posing for a photo shoot. That kind of pose. And if not, think like Michael Jackson Thriller, but very awkward. And it looks like we have one more chance. And that chance is just gonna be a little more frustrating, as we have nowhere for that 5. Queen. 5 once again. 6. 3. Ace. Nowhere for that 6 or Jack. Tough start, but gotta start somewhere. guys don't pose like that. Lots of subtleties. And you have to give credit to the art design in being able to portray that as we have just some doubles. Let's keep it with skeletons, why not? So I remember back in, I think before first grade, I went out of town with my brother, aunt, and grandma to, I think, Monterey. And it was during September or October. And usually when we would go out of town, it was pretty scarce. Thinking of it, I guess, my parents would give me like $15 or $20 to spend, or give it to my aunt knowing that I could spend that. Usually I would save it so I could just have it for later. But we were going through thrift shops, because that's what my grandma liked to do, and my aunt. And we found this decoration, this Halloween decoration. And it was of a skeleton about the size of a baby. And I thought, oh, that's cool. My aunt looked at me with some concern. My brother thought it was cool too, but just kind of thought, whatever, it's your money. I think it was like $6 or something. And my aunt let my grandma decide if I were to get it. And just so you know, my grandma is this heavily Catholic ever since. She's like very Catholic. And when she saw it, she just laughed with a little cackle and said, yeah, get it. It's funny. That surprised me. So I came back home with this baby skeleton, as we have never mind, almost had triple eights, just a little blind. And this thing was heavy. It was as if it was carved out of wood, precisely. And it was kinda creepy, thinking about it. And my brother told me, yeah, that's a real skeleton, you know, that thing older siblings do. And I thought, cool. Even better. That was our third play, I think. So, when my parents see it, they look mortified, and my mom instantly gets upset and says, why would you let him get that, or why would you want that? And I don't know, mother, the one who showed me all these horror movies at a young age, specifically zombie. And then my aunt just deferred to my grandmother, who just laughed and just walked away. And that was that. And after that Halloween season, I think they got some complaints of neighbors, like with their kids trick-or-treating, because I hung it from a tree. You're a kid, what else are you gonna do? And they thought it looked too real because it clacked very convincingly. And it just mysteriously disappeared, and I just suspect my mom took it and threw it away. And I thought it was one of the cooler things I found and got, but lost to the garbage, as that is the end to our second game. And my mom, I'm pretty sure, felt bad about it. 5-9, king 4, nowhere to go. Double sevens, double sixes, double eights, as we move on to game number 3. Because the next year she bought me this obviously fake pirate skeleton, about maybe a quarter of the size, what you'd see now from like Target for $5 and said, oh, this is for the other one that we lost. I was like, okay. And I just shook it and thought, oh, this is not the same thing. This sucks, but whatever. Gosh, I sound like such a concerning kid. Triple twos. And I so would have brought that to like a show and tell in first grade too. I think we stopped doing that in second or third grade. You know what? Kinda to go on a different point. Show and tells would be nice all the way through all your education as a form of self-expression. I know that sounds very, however you may take it, but it would be cool. So you kind of see, oh, this is my such and such, and you get to see something that means something to someone who seems, oh, so unsuspecting. Because I would have seemed very unsuspecting for a lot of things. And even now, which is just hilarious to me. Comeback time. Aces have not been our problem so far. Alright, so we have all the twos in our hand, which provide us some insurance. Ideally, like that one. And I think we just re-rolled our hand. Yep. So already, our insurance is going to be tested. And from here, pretty much nothing. Yeah, let's do it. This looks like we might have to get aggressive. And for those of you wondering, yes, we have done this deck technically, but this is a variation. Don't want to leave you in the dark on that for too long. But it's been a while for sure. Is everything falling in place now? Red king, black jack would be nice. I know we're not going to see that queen for a while, but we have to do this one anyway. And we got lucky that we will play that queen. possession. Nowhere for that 7, nowhere for that 9, and lastly, nowhere for that 2. And that's it, unfortunately. 1 black 2 away from a fat stack. As we head on to game 4, and let's give this deck its rating finally. So, handling, durability, feel, all low. In pretty much every category within those categories, every subcategory within those categories. The best thing about it is, obviously, the front art. The back is fine, but not enough. What's the word? Vibrancy to the difference in tone. They're all very dark and soft and light, which doesn't really provide a good contrast in seeing the design. It kind of meshes once you zoom out a bit. So, even with the good art, everything else is kind of lacking quite a bit. We're gonna give it a 5.5. Just slightly better than a standard deck, only because of the art. Like those little things here are part of durability and handling and how the cards jump out of your hand. That's terrible. I didn't pick up on that the first time through. Triple jacks. Double red kings. Black 10 earns us our first fat stack. And there it is. Okay, so no black 3 means we can't do anything really for the first 2. Alright, forced to play the 2 of diamonds. Third play. Pick it up from there. And now we reset our luck. pleasant surprise. Fat stack number 2. That might be a big play. Oh no, we just miss our red 10. And now we're forced to do this. But unfortunately, without the 3 of spades, that's all we can do. That will get us anywhere. So, another loss, but we add 2 fat stacks. Only 5 cards this time left unturned. Let's see what the culprits were up to. Final game coming up. I think that's good. None of our starts have really been overpowering one way or the other. That's not good though. Red 7 can change everything. And there you are. Alright, here we go. Oh, double black 6s, that's a pain. Come on, second red 7. Still got a chance. Not quite. Okay, red jack. I don't think we have it. Oh, there it is. Never mind. And I believe that just earned us, next turn, our 3rd fat stack. Ooh, that's not that great right there. My bad. It's a little better. Just looks a little funky. It's just ridiculous. There's the red 8. Fat stack number 4 on our night. Good thing we didn't play that too. All 4 aces out once again. Can they finish the job this time around? As 4 fat stacks will be our limit on tonight. But we still have a victory potentially in sight. A lot needs to go right, unfortunately. And that's not part of it. There's the 6 of clubs, and that keeps us from getting anywhere further in this game. Well, it got exciting there at the end, even though ultimately just a little bit short. We'll take it 4 fat stacks. It's good for our totals. Nothing too nasty unturned. Well, that was a surprising one. It kind of felt like, for me at least, we were just left adrift tonight. And I'm not trying to be cute with that. Like when you're about 5.5 feet deep in the ocean. We were just kind of bobbing, letting the waves hit you. Don't know if there's gonna be a big one that you can handle or not, but anyway, it was fun. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Until we meet again. Great rest of your night. Sweet dreams. Stay safe. And eat your fruits and vegetables.